Welcome to the After School Writers Podcast. I'm Dias.
I'm Fallen.
I'm lit.
And I'm Max Nico.
Fuck, I'm out of water. Alright. It's been a while. How's everyone doing?
Doing alright.
I feel bad, Lid, because we talked a whole bunch about something that probably should have been like a writing topic.
Yeah, but hey, it's more anime-based stuff. But I'm doing good as well.
So, I want to start off. What's everyone been up to? Have you all been writing, watching anime?
Kinda.
A little
Both.
bit of A, a little bit of B. Maybe a
Yeah.
lot more B than A.
Yeah, probably.
I feel that. In the writing server, there's an event going on for not safe for work writing. So I don't want to talk about. I feel like this podcast has become pretty like safe for work podcast, which is probably for the best, honestly, if we're posted on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, because of that, I've done
Guidelines.
a bunch more writing recently, and it's so hard to get like words to sound good. Every single entry I've like put out for this like writing event, I've been like, this could be a lot better. This could be a lot better. But I'm like, just sometimes you gotta just like get it out, because I haven't written that much this year, and so it's a good change of pace to be writing at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody ever like 100% satisfied with their work. You just gotta let it go.
That's very true. I'll just
He's got
post
a
it out.
ball.
Yeah, fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball. Well, the thing is, right? Like, if you're writing, like when I write Love Life, I'm like really specific and intentional about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be such a good fit, and then it's like 30 hits, and then you write Not Safe for Work, and it's like 500 hits, 800 hits, 1,000 hits. Like
People are just horny as fuck.
yeah, you get so much
Yeah.
more like views, and you're like, I didn't really put I didn't really put as much effort into this as maybe I should have given. How many people are
Yeah.
looking at it?
That doesn't. I don't know if that's like proportional to like the amount of hits you get.
To
I
like
think
the
people are
amount
just
of
horny.
effort.
I don't
Oh,
think
for
it,
sure.
I don't think it
right?
really reflects your quality of writing.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is like tags, right? Because people will look up like, I want to see like, and this is something even within Love Life that we saw a lot, was like, if you want like Maki, there's like a million Maki fics. If you want Rin, there's not that many Rin or like Hanayo. It's just a really unpopular character, right?
Mhm.
So you're gonna
Yeah.
naturally just get less hits. I'm not trying to be like, how dare the audience be that way. It's just like, as a writer, right, I don't really think about specifically for the events. I'm just like, I gotta get it out there. I gotta like put it on there so that people can see, I'm participating, right? And then I'm like, shit, I really should have put more thought into it.
Yeah.
So, have y'all been writing anything?
On and off.
Yeah, I have.
Fallen is consistently like the most writer amongst us, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Fallen, tell us what you've been making.
What you cooking, dog?
No, yeah, I'm still making the same one. Like I'm still making the rewriting of my old fic. But it's
Man's
Oh.
building his monolith. He's building his empire.
yeah, but I'm also planning to start on the Soldier game sequel, but I don't know when that would happen.
Ooh.
I'm already in the midst of like planning it out. Like the whole thing is already like I already planned like what is actually gonna happen, the main few things. But I'm just putting in like the side details, and after that I could like just start writing it straight away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lid, what about you?
I've been mostly writing for my D&D characters.
Hell yeah.
Mostly the one I'm playing right now, Lucina, and just like little extra stuff.
Lucina from Fire Emblem.
Yes,
No.
Lucina for Fire Emblem,
I mean,
but
yeah.
a cooler version for Dungeons and Dragons.
I just imagine you posting your D&D story about Lucina, and then a bunch of Fire Emblem fans come in like, who is this? Who is?
That's
How
not
dare
what
you? How dare you bastardize my daughter like this?
She would never worship Eureka. But yeah, that's just what I've been doing. Just like little short stories.
When you write
Um,
like D&D stuff, do you like mostly like keep it within the D&D group, or do you like post it online?
I actually just posted like I essentially don't post it to anybody. I just write it for myself. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
I can look back at it and be like, so this is like, because what I'm writing, it's not anything present in our current like campaign. It's actually everything prior.
It's like
You know,
backstory.
yeah. So when
Yeah.
I write it, sometimes I'll reread it and I'll just be like, I like remind myself like, okay, this is like her origin. Don't like stray so far away. You know?
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I've played like a crap load of D&D, and like for sure, like early on, like getting into character is even still like I don't really like get into character that much. A lot of times I just kind of play myself with like very
Yeah.
minimally modified.
Yeah. So like sometimes it's just like a good reminder to like myself, like, okay, she
Well,
wouldn't
I
do
think
this.
it's
She'd be a little
genuinely
kinder.
like it makes the campaign a lot more interesting, right? When you have that like backstory, when you have that like, oh, I'm playing a character. It
Yeah.
changes the way you interact with people in the game. It makes for like a lot of surprises. It makes things a lot more interesting. So
Yeah,
like, for sure I love that. Have you ever
Yeah.
tried doing one of those like those writing challenges of like, okay, 7 days you get into like the headspace of your character, right? Like write a diary entry about the most important day of their life. Write
Oh,
like a tweet they would send out, right? And like every single day there's like a challenge, something like that.
yeah, I haven't done that, but that'd be interesting to build upon just to get a better feel for her character. Or like even a
Yeah.
character I haven't like made, like let out just yet.
Yeah.
Just like a build upon them before I like release them, you know?
Yeah, I think traditionally they would be used for like proper like, oh, I'm writing like my novel. I'm writing my like 10,000 words in November, or 100,000 words, or whatever it is, right? 50,000 words? I forget. Um and it's like, oh, to really get into the headspace of my character, I'm going to do this. But surely for D&D, that's got to be extremely transferable, because you are your character. It matters like so much more
Yeah.
in that kind of story. Nice. What about anime? I know you and Rob watch a lot of stuff together.
Yeah, we just finished Read or Die with Con. It was really good actually. They're like
Yeah,
paper masters.
Yeah, it goes hard.
Yeah, and it's like it was set in early 2000s as well.
What
and
is
like
what is Read or Die?
Read or Die, so you essentially it's based around this one writer, Nenene, and like she's in a rut right now. She can't write.
Mhm.
So relatable.
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 Yeah. And so like but the thing is she's like targeted a lot just for like her writing in general. And so she gets these 3 bodyguards and they are all paper masters. They're all sisters. And they have the ability to manipulate paper from like, you know, like paper books and like stuff like that. And they create these weapons or like these animals and like just stuff like that. And they just essentially their job is to be Nenene's bodyguards.
Mm.
And like the story goes on further, but like that's like the main purpose of it. And it was really good.
Cool. So is it like a shonen, like fighty kind of show?
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess.
I mean,
I
it
don't know
definitely
which
was
specifically shonen.
definitely fighting. Yeah, that was it. Essentially, they do a lot
in
of
my
fights.
head. Sorry, yeah, you're right. Like fighting, I just kind of interpret fighting as shonen, but yeah, like it could be a shoujo kind of a show.
I don't even think it was a shoujo either. I don't know what genre it falls under.
Well, what sort of audience do you think it was like appealing to?
Good question.
That is a very good question. It definitely had like a fan service, but at the same time, it's like the girls were really cool. Like
the girls were doing fan service.
essentially, yeah. Sometimes they were, but also at the same time, it was just like really cool in general, and like girls were the main focus the entire thing.
Mm.
It's hard to
I
say.
feel like if it's like intended for a male audience, like, now you got me thinking about like what is a shonen? Because in my head, shonen is like Naruto, Bleach, like Dragon Ball. I guess if
Mhm.
it's like a harem anime, like that's not shonen, even though it's meant for guys, obviously.
Yeah, there was like no romance really. That was never like a main focus,
Damn,
but it was just a lot of fighting.
should have smooched the bodyguards,
God,
raised
no.
them up.
What? No.
But yeah, that's essentially it. Rob, you?
Any new stuff?
Well, you can talk
Uh,
about like Lid talked about the show. What did you think about it?
I mean, it kind of boils down to the same thing. It's like a really cool watch. It was like the way Con explained it, I was kind of like, I don't know. And then we actually watched it, and it was like, holy shit! It caught me by surprise.
You liked it a lot more.
Yeah,
Do you
like I
find
was
like watching it with
genuinely excited to watch it every week.
Mm. Do you find like watching it with someone like helps you enjoy it? Like, is this like?
Oh, definitely.
Do you think if you watched it by yourself, you would have gotten like as into it?
I mean, I probably still like it. It's just like I don't know if I could sit through like just watching anything by myself.
Anything?
I don't know if I'm better at watching stuff with other people than I am just watching it on my own.
Oh, that's interesting. I have a hard time watching with other people because I always want to like pause and like do other stuff like partway through the episode. So I'm always like if I'm watching with someone else, I have to like really force myself to like sit down and just like be with everyone else, you know? And sometimes it's not really an issue because I watched a Promare with a big group of people, like 30 plus people. Never really watch with that many people. Don't know half these guys, right? But it was actually like so much hype. We had like a projector in like the school, and we like had it like the movie like playing, and everyone was like talking and chilling. It was like some of the most fun because Promare, if you don't know Promare, it's an anime movie. It's got really nice like fight scenes. Really like the plot is really minimal. It's like this is the bad guy. A lot of pyro like based powers. It's really cool. But outside of like that one event, like I've not had a great time like watching with other people. I find like I like watching by myself a lot more because I can watch at my own pace, right?
Yeah.
What do you say, Fallen?
Yeah, I said yeah. I said yeah.
Sorry, you're
I'm
kind of
pretty-
quiet for me.
Oh, sorry, man. I said yeah.
Oh, okay.
I said
Yeah,
yeah.
I can hear you.
I agree.
Yeah, so you two are on the same boat basically.
Yeah, I usually watch anime on my own. I don't really like watch with other people.
Like while you're eating and stuff.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. But I mean, I could watch it with other people, but usually I did like to watch it on my own first to better understand the story and stuff.
I don't know about that. I feel like if you're watching with someone else who can like point stuff out to you, like that'd probably help me a little. I've definitely had anime where I'm like, I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched Free Aaron?
No.
No.
What?
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Free Aaron Beyond Journey's End.
Well, that's
No,
that one with
definitely.
the like white-haired elf girl, right?
Yep, it's kind of the big anime for this like season. And usually,
I
like-
usually don't watch like seasonal stuff until it's past
yeah,
season.
me neither, right? Like Chainsaw Man was like the big craze, and I didn't really like it. And then I forget what was like last season's one. Oh, it was Oshinoko, which was the idol one. Which
Yeah.
My brother watched that one, but I haven't watched it.
did you think it was good?
He thought it was good, yeah.
A lot of people said it was good, but I never really watched it because in general I don't really get into these shows. But Free Aaron, for whatever reason, I like opened it and I was like, I'll watch it. And bro, I binged 4 episodes in one day. It was so good. Apparently they're intended to all be like watched together, which is like a little weird. It's like, oh, that's kind of a big barrier. But it's really emotional and like kind of sweet. And like the main girl, it helps that like she's really like chill. I think like in general, I don't like characters that are like shouting all the time. I like when characters are like powerful but like relaxed. That's sort of like sensei vibe, right? I think that's badass as hell. And Frierin's got like a lot of that, like, oh, she's like this extremely powerful mage who is wandering sort of the world, being sentimental about things, like remembering her past, remembering like people she's met, things like that. It's a really sweet anime, and I've really been enjoying it. Outside of that, like, I've not really been watching. I feel like I kind of want to check out this One Piece like live action because I've heard so much good stuff about it. But also, like, I don't want to watch it enough that I'm gonna like actually watch it. If that makes sense.
You don't want to like watch it ironically because you'll end up liking it unironically.
No. I feel compelled to watch it because people in my like in real life. I was saying this like before we started recording. Like, I feel like anime's gotten to a state where it's like, if you don't watch anime, that's a little bit weird. Most people have like seen at least a couple of like maybe not a couple, but like at least 1 or 2 animes, right? So my whole office was talking about the One Piece like live action adaptation. Blew me away. I love One Piece. I think One Piece is great. But seeing like so many people who I would consider like normies talk about One Piece, I was like, damn, this is great. Living the dream. But anyways, yeah, so I'm like, I want to have watched the adaptation so I can talk about One Piece with these guys, right? But I don't actually want to watch. I don't want to have the experience of watching.
You just want to be like in the circle, in the loop.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know, live action has always felt kind of, especially with like English voice acting, I've always had a hard time like with English voice actors. And like watching the sort of live action stuff, it feels really corny, it feels really goofy. I've seen a couple of scenes from the show at this point that were like posted on Twitter, and like, man, the dude who plays Luffy is really giving it his all. He's really getting that like cartoon vibe, but I'm still cringing super hard because it's obviously he's acting, right? It's like, oh, real people don't act like this, real people don't think like this, right? It's really exaggerated, and you have to because that's One Piece. But it's like, I don't know. I'm not a live action guy. I think I'm just not into that kind of like style of story.
Maybe that just like kind of bubbles down to like, is it truly cringe or is it only cringe because you can understand them?
Yeah, that's kind of the case with dubs in general.
Yeah, like is
like
what
if
is
I
it?
understood Japanese, I'd be like cringing at the original One Piece.
Oh, I 100% believe it. You know,
I can
that's
say
like,
that,
oh, we
yeah.
cringe at dub.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
do you
dub.
not think like in general, right? Like live action is like a little bit like, oh come on, like real people don't talk like that.
It's probably made worse for the fact that we can see them.
Yeah.
Like when you hear them, it's like, oh, that's cringe, but this is like cool, like animation. You see them and hear them, it's like, this is really bad.
Yeah, when it's like realistic and it's like real life, it's harder to like suspend your disbelief.
But then how do normal people watch it then and like enjoy it? Because clearly
They
they're
have
doing
bad
something
taste.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
I have bad taste, that's it.
Bad taste.
That's like when you watch like a popular movie and you're like, this was terrible, but then you go online and it's like rated 80% on like Rotten Tomatoes. Like, it doesn't deserve that rating.
I mean,
I guess-
it must be doing
Because
something
like
right.
general
if, like, they
general
got
market
people-
just consume shit without really thinking about it.
Actually,
Yeah.
that does remind me. Have you guys ever looked at like mal ratings?
No.
No.
It's so interesting how different like mal is from like if you go to like Crunchyroll's like website and you can see like the rating for anime. Mal will have stuff at like 3.1, like 2.8, and then you go on the Crunchyroll website and everything is 4.5 stars. Everything is so highly rated because that's where the fans go to vote.
You know, I'll go.
Nah, you go first.
I was just gonna say, like,
No,
at
you.
the end of the day, you know, if you want to find out if it's good or not, just watch it. Like, my sister recommended Fear Street, and it's like a 3-part movie, and like I had seen online that like
but I don't wanna
it was
invest-
supposed to be good.
I don't want to
Hold on,
watch
hold
a 3-part movie and then be like, oh yeah, that was.
Hold on, I didn't know it was 3 part at first. I thought it was one movie, but I saw online that it was like, it was good. Like it was because it was horror. It was new, just came out, and like it was just supposed to be like this revolutionary thing. I watched it, terrible. Essentially, very very bad. But like my sister, she had thought it was really good, and that kind of goes back to what you were saying. You know, like normies just like consume it, and it's like, yeah, this is good because I haven't seen it before. But like us, we've seen this, and it's like we know good and bad because we've seen so much of it. You know?
Mm. That wasn't what I was thinking when I was saying that, but or were you talking
Oh.
about Rob saying?
I think I like what you're saying.
Mm.
That's what. Oh, that's how like I interpreted it at least.
So, what I was thinking maybe, and maybe it's like tangentially related, but it's like, for me, when I watch acting on screen and I can tell it's like exaggerated and it's like it's played up, that takes me out of it, right?
Then maybe it was to what Rob was saying. That was what I was talking about.
Yeah, like it's hard to suspend your disbelief.
Which, like, to be fair, if like the theatrics are good and like the scenes are funny, like maybe it's okay if you're like a little bit out of it, right? You can kind of like pull yourself into a show if you're having fun. I mean, that's what a lot of magic shows are, right? Like if you want to, you can really like dissect the magic trick and be like, oh, he had like that in his hat, right? It's like, oh, there's a secret compartment. If you want to really dissect stuff, you can, but it's a lot more, you know, it's fun if you can just let your brain turn off and be like, yo, that was sick.
I wish I could turn my brain off. Just watch stuff.
Stop analyzing it.
Yeah. Once I say one dumb thing, I'm just like, I can't watch this anymore.
Oh god, with anime especially, yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, you were saying something?
What?
Lid
Was
said something and then you were about to follow up.
What did you say?
Fallen was talking before me though.
Oh yeah, Fallen, what's up? How's it going?
Oh yeah, no, I was just like saying like you when you said the MAL score had like 3.8 or 2 something. I have generally never seen those things before. Like the worst I've seen was like a 5.6. I've never seen a 3 before at all.
Oh right, sorry. In my head I was using like the out of 5 system, but yeah, like usually it'll be like 5 points. Like it'll be like half, right? It'll be like nowhere
Yeah.
near. Like
'Cause
in most
I-
anime, I'll give like an 8, right?
Because
Or
I
6.
yeah. No, so like no, it's like I want to watch the, because I'm actively finding the worst anime on MAL I could find, so I could watch it and then like throw myself with it.
I don't know if I advise that, but go ahead.
Yeah.
So what have you been watching lately? Have you been watching these like bottom of the barrel anime?
No, I want to find like something that's not possible. Like I want to find something that's below 5.
What do
At
you
the
mean
very
not
least.
possible?
I don't know, man. Someone must have made some contraption that is to be below 5, and I'm gonna find that.
There's
But other than that-
definitely like some real stinkers in there. Does Mal not have like a you know, like a sorting, like, hey, I want to only see shows that are below a certain star rating?
Yeah, I mean, I could use that, but like, as in, I'm not like these days. I haven't been watching any anime. That's why I haven't been like assessing MAL for now. So I probably would do that if I wanted to search for that. But I don't know, because like if they have this feature, I would have found it out. I've like found it out by now, but I haven't find anything like that. Or maybe I just had to recheck the website
What do you
again.
think is the worst anime you've seen as far as like your rating goes?
School Days. That's like
School
a
Days?
fucking yeah. It's just really shitty. Like I don't know, like I don't know what crack I was on when I was like watching that. Why I decided to watch that, I don't even know. Maybe because of the visual novel, but yeah, this was, the anime was like fucking ass. And then
School Days.
the closest second place was. Have you heard of the Kizuna Eye anime?
No,
I didn't know she had an anime.
she had an anime. She had a movie,
Yeah,
She had a
but she had
movie?
this-
or like
she
it
appeared
was
in
like
this-
a live show that was like, you know, like she did a concert and then that got distributed as a movie.
yeah, she did a concert. like every Hololive member would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so as I was saying, like she is in an anime. It's called like Kizuna no Adele, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, that was the most boring, horrendous shit I've seen. Every episode I watch, I managed to fall asleep.
Okay,
Wow.
so I go ahead.
Yeah, so it's like it's really boring. Like I know, like I think this is like the main trend, like the recent trend of like trying to turn people into VTubers. So like this anime is all about turning people into professional VTubers, but they somehow make it the most boring fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. They make it sound like you're learning ABCs from this instead, which is like freaking horrible. It's like it's made for kids,
Hmm.
and my god, like it was like a fucking god. God knows how fucking horrible that
So
is.
so you've done your homework on like, okay, these are the worst animes,
I wouldn't say these are the worst. I would just say they
or
are
like near the
freaking
bottom.
yeah, I would just say they're like super bottom. Like they are, yeah. I wouldn't like if anyone wants to like torture themselves. I would just recommend this animes to them. Yeah, and it has like a
So
5.3 on
what's the
MAL.
rating on Mal? Are they both like above
5.3. 5.3
5.3?
for. I think School Days is higher, which is unbelievable. But yeah, let me go and check it out.
You should go bring that rating down.
School Days
Make
is
it count.
higher.
School
Days is
Days, I see it's
5.52.
5.52. I can't find the Kizunai one.
Hold up. Let me post it up on general.
So I tried
Yeah,
to look at like what was my least favorite anime that I've watched, or like what I think was the lowest, right? There was
Mhm.
this one show called Tawawa on Mondays, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
basically it's these like 5-minute like shorts that are just super horny. You have like this high school girl with huge boobs who interacts with like a sensei, and nothing really comes of it, but it's like teasing, it's like kind of a romance relationship thing. Complete trash, right? Like very little happens in it, but it's got a 6.41, and that's probably the worst written story I can think of, but I can totally get why people would really enjoy that, right? I mean, I kind of enjoyed it when I watched it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like if I don't like a show, I don't watch it, right? So it's hard for me
Who the
to imagine what like a bad show is, unless it's just like really really poor quality animation, or I don't know, like really really like terrible quality audio, something like that.
I don't know, man. I'm just in like confusion about who would name their main character Oni-san.
What?
That's one
Yeah,
of
you
the main
go check-
characters.
Check the synopsis out. The guy's name is Oni-san.
Yep.
Yeah, that's some
It's
fucking
like-
bullshit right there.
So like that one, so you have like the office lady who is named, and she's like got huge boobs, right? And then she has like her co-worker who she refers to as, oh no, I think she refers to her co-worker as senpai. I don't know who Onisan is. I don't know.
He's called he is a typical salaryman according to the freaking MAL
Well,
summary.
obviously, right? But they're all like, you know, I don't know. Obviously, you're not supposed to like pay attention to the guy. The guys' names are Kaicho, Onisan, and Senpai, respectively.
What? Oh my god.
What kind of crazy shit is that?
Just
Yeah,
like the most
I-
generic. Because you're not. Again, these are 5-minute long. Like, here's a schoolgirl or an office lady with huge boobs. Like, that's the show. There's barely any. You can barely call it writing. But hey, people enjoy it, and it got a 6.4 on Mal, right? So clearly, it's working out for them. They've done something right. They've got an audience.
Oh wait. There is an anime that's like 1.85.
Okay, hit me with it.
Oh yeah, it's called Tenku Danzai Skelter Plus Heaven. I will link it up here.
Nihongo no Wakari. I don't
What the
understand.
fuck?
Oh god, girl boobs.
Is this? No, I hope it's not. Okay,
This
so
looks like
maybe
an older anime.
maybe we go to like the
Aired
because these are
December
all-
2004. It's got a 1.85. Skelter
Yeah.
Heaven. When a mysterious
This is
entity
hard.
suddenly appears in the center of Tokyo, the Altamira Agency is tasked to repel the extraterrestrial threat. Otsuya Funagi must guide his all-female unit of battle soul pilots to take on the strange being, no matter the cost. However, his intimate relationship with one of the pilots, Rin Ichikawa, may spell trouble for the team and the mission itself. That doesn't... I'm so curious what makes it a 1.8. That doesn't, like, sound terrible. That sounds like pretty normal anime bullshit.
I want to see a video. Maybe it's like the animation.
It's got
I'm
one
still-
episode. Oh, it's an OVA. I don't know if this
Yeah,
counts.
it's a-
Oh.
It's an OVA, so like I don't think it really counts. Maybe you should like watch a TV, like a TV series.
I'm thinking like, how do you make like a full anime that's really, really bad? That gets below
Okay,
5
this-
on all.
The one that I linked to below, X Arm, it's a TV series and it's the lowest rated TV series so far I could find. This is a 2.9.
2.9 on
X-Arm.
Mal.
And it's a 2 year ago anime. How?
Oh wow.
It's 2021. How the hell do you make shitty anime in 2020? Oh wait, that's Kizuna, the Kizuna Eye anime, right?
I mean, the volume
I'll
of
take it.
anime that's coming out. Like, there's got to be some stinkers, surely. So have you watched this? What makes this one like bad?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I'm personally
I
gonna
haven't
like watch
watched
this.
it yet.
I'm just gonna like watch it like right
After this.
probably soon. Yeah, I'm gonna make
Oh,
a
no.
review on it. I'm gonna actually
X-Arm.
make a review.
X-Arm has Nezuko as one of the actresses.
Akawi Kito? Really?
Nice,
Oh, God.
nice.
No fucking way. I mean,
She had to do something alongside Demon Slayer because she doesn't have any voice acting.
What do you mean? She like doesn't she like voice act like so many other characters?
She voiced actor Kanata from Love Life.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I guess that Demon Slayer money was running a little thin at the moment.
Well, I'm sure she
She's like,
gets
"Let me pick
bored
this
sitting
up."
in the recording booth all the just like
Yeah.
grunting. Oh, cool. What about you guys? Do you have any like worst animes that we can look up and be like, all right, can they get below a 5?
I think I usually don't like when I watch an anime and it's bad. I stop at the first episode and I never watch it again.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
But, like,
same.
I gotta say, for one that I continued watching was the Adachi Shimamura one. But on this website, it's rated a 7.10.
Yeah.
Or sorry, 7.10.
7.10.
7.1, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
interesting, right? Like, how do you make an anime so bad that the collective audience is like, nah, this is shit, right?
I mean, compared to like the other ones on like this Yuri channel or whatever, it's rated fairly high.
I mean, I think it's also worth saying, like, I don't think people ever really rate stuff as like a 1, unless they're like, the kind of person who's like, oh, this is a 1 or a 10, right? I think a lot of people, when they see like a really bad anime, they're like, or an anime that might be good but they kind of didn't enjoy, they probably put like a 3 or a 4 on there at least, right?
Yeah, personally, I would have put this anime at a 3. It got so boring at times.
Yeah.
I had to restart it like 3 times, and I still never finished it.
Well, because you like Adachi, right?
Yeah, like I tried for her, but I would still rate this anime like a 3. It doesn't deserve a 7.
I wonder if is the manga like higher.
I don't know. Can you check the manga on here? Oh, you
There's
can.
like a
I
manga
see.
list as well.
I'm looking at it right.
But it's like my point is like maybe we need to like maybe it shouldn't be about like hey what's below 5. Maybe we need to be like hey what's below like 7. Because if you're below a 7, it seems like you're probably not the best written anime, and that's like where people's scale is, right? People don't do ratings below 5. It seems like you have to adjust it and be like, all right, if 5 is the floor, if 5 is 0, then we can judge based on that, right?
yeah, even then, like I said, it still goes high. Like their light novel scored at 8.45. I
That's pretty
thought the
good.
novel was good. It was definitely better than the anime. Oh, and their manga 7.67. No, that one deserves the 8.
The manga's
one
not
is-
hitting.
So that would be anime
People are
is
like,
worse
this manga
than
and
manga
anime,
than light novel.
exactly the same level. Exactly the same.
You know what? I gotta actually give it to the light novel because they go more in depth on like Adachi's side, like as well as Shimamura. You know, just their general thoughts, while the manga kind of like just tries to portray it with their facial expressions.
Yeah, yeah.
But the anime in general, just like terrible, terrible.
I'm sure, like, you have in a light novel, though, like, you have a different audience because you have people who are, like, kind of in it for the story. Whereas the manga and the anime, you have to think about, what's the visual going to look like? What's the pacing going to look like? And that might, like, you know, interrupt some things and make it, like, a little harder to deliver on, you know, like, we were talking about D&D earlier. In a D&D setting, you have, like, your character goals and you just focus on your own character. But if you're playing like a DM, you have like this huge extra scope of like delivery that makes it harder to deliver on the thing your player really cares about, right?
I feel like you went on a bit on that, and I kind of lost you. But
So like
essentially, essentially the whole thing is just like I get like you got to take some things out, put some things in. But I feel like I said, it just the anime didn't nail it.
I think like what gets eyes is different from what like people want, right? It sounds like the light novel delivered
manga,
on like what you wanted.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I had a vision for it when I read the novel. Manga did it better than the anime did it.
That's cool, right? And I'm sure it was like you were still like enjoying like seeing the same story again, but like here's it in a different form and in a different way, right?
Yeah, like I'm sure some people like the anime better than the manga.
Although
it is
personally,
opinion based,
I don't do that, but you know, I'm sure for other people they do.
Maybe one person out there, and that one person's incorrect, but they're out there. I'm sure of it.
Cool. Shall we move on to the next topic?
Oh hell yeah!
Sure.
Okay, so this was something. I'm not like a big news guy, but I thought this was interesting. So the company that runs AO3, which is the website for fanfiction that I most use, is called the Organization for Transformative Works, or OTW, right? This organization is a nonprofit, and they already have hired people to do like translations of fanfiction for them, and they're hiring like more translators for like to translate fanfics, basically, right? Which I thought was so interesting, right?
Yeah.
I'm like reading it now. I'm like, fanish history, wiki editing, or helping write documentation is the responsibilities of these. These are all volunteers. They're not hiring people, to be clear. It's like volunteered. But like that's interesting, right?
I don't. The job scope sounds like ass though. I'm not gonna lie.
If it was paid, it'd be a lot more interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
It feels more admin, like to do stuff.
But like, you know, it's like it's this thing of like, oh, there's like a legitimacy to fan fiction, because you think about like what gets translated, right? A show will get translated, right? A YouTube video or a TikTok that doesn't get translated, right? That stays in its stays in its lane, right? And so it's like
most of the time, yeah,
is a lot less, right? For fan fiction, I kind of imagine it being like a really, really small audience, because it's just, you know, it's just Love Live fans, or it's just Harry Potter fans. I guess Harry Potter is a pretty big thing, right?
Yeah.
But for a fan fiction to get translated, like, and for there to be an organization out there that's like, we are like recruiting people to do a ton of translation for a ton of fan fiction, that caught me off guard, because I'm like, damn, how popular are some of these fanfics that they're like, oh, we got to get this in Spanish, we got to get this in Swedish, we got to get this in, you know, Norwegian, right?
Is it like a where you can recommend a fanfiction to get translated, or is it just like most popular get translated?
I don't see anything about that, but I mean, if you want to translate something, I'm sure you can just like do that, right?
I mean, like, obviously, like, if I want to translate it to, like, Japanese or something, I couldn't do that, you know? But, like, I guess,
Or do you,
what
you're
are the,
like,
like,
oh, you have a
requirements?
story that you want translated and you want to like request a translation?
Yeah, like, what would essentially be, like, a
That makes
requirement?
sense to me. Like, I don't know, like send them a
Yeah, I
message.
feel like there would
guess.
need to be criteria for that.
But that makes
Then
sense.
like
to
anyone
me,
could
right?
ask for it.
If you're doing this as like a volunteer thing, you're like, hey, I want to spread like Japanese fan fiction to Americans, right? And you're doing that sort of translation. If someone came up to me and they were like, hey, I have this fic I'm really interested in, can you translate it? I'd be like, hell yeah. Like, yeah, I'll do that.
So is it just, like, the person, like, a person's like, I can translate it, so I'm going to translate it, and I'm going to post it on this site? Like, the gist of it?
Okay, so I can read it a little bit, but what I'll say for sure is that it's like they have teams for a bunch of different languages, right? So they have here, we need volunteers who speak Afrikaans, Arabic, Basque, Bengali, Bulgarian, Croatian. They have like a bunch of languages, right? They have like a list of like languages they already have teams for. So they already have a Spanish team, they already have a Russian team, they already have an Indonesian team, a German team, a Hebrew team. Didn't know people still spoke Hebrew, but yeah, like I'm not gonna act like I know the most about it, but it seems like it's just teams of people who are like, let's translate fan works and make it more accessible, and I think that's cool.
You know what? That is pretty cool. I like that.
Would you guys ever like sign up to be a translator for like a volunteer group or anything like that, or would you like try to translate a story?
No, I
Sounds like
wouldn't.
too much work.
Yeah, no. Like, the idea of getting something further across, that sounds good. But, like, also the idea of, like, you know, when you read, like, manhwas, and, like, the translation is, like, super shitty.
Oh,
Like, I don't want to
yeah,
be
yeah.
that person, you know?
It's like the like-love thing can be really ambiguous if you have a bad translator.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get blamed for that.
It does suck if
Understandable.
you do like a bad job translating. People are like, oh, this stupid idiot, why would you waste your time?
Yeah.
What? Like, do you
Thanks.
speak any like second languages? Like proficiently enough that you could like translate a story?
Yeah, I would put no. Only because, like I said, my Spanish goes to, like, maybe definitely not at a professional level.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, conversational, okay. If they get into detail and, like, I'm trying to translate, like, a doctor kind of fan fiction,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not getting that.
For sure, right? And like there's like a lot of nuances to language that I'm sure if you're not confident in, you don't want to like butcher like the original intent of the story, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Rob? How's your Spanish?
Pretty good. I mean, I speak it all the time with my family.
Do you think you could
but,
like properly translate something for them? They're like, hey, I see this Nico girl. I want to know more about her. Translate a fanfic in Spanish for us.
I don't know what fucking like timeline this would have to be for that to be like for my parents to ask about that.
No, I see this girl you post about all the time. Show us.
Oh god, if they found my Twitter, I think it's over.
But like, could you like translate that like accurately? Could you do like a Nico Dojin and like translate it?
No.
No, just because
No,
you don't
like-
want to.
Well, not only that, but like I don't think I could like professionally translate something into Spanish.
Well, it wouldn't be professional, right? It'd be fan works. Like all of this is volunteers. Like
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta like, you know, it has to be at least like presentable.
I don't know. I've read some really bad fan works.
I don't know. It's just that the thing is that like it probably just depends on because like there's different types of Spanish.
Yeah.
Because there's like, you know, the original Spanish, and then there's like Mexican Spanish, which has like a lot of different just like terms for a lot of things. Like Spaniards would call a car like coche,
Hmm.
but like Mexicans will call it like a carro.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that.
So like, would you be like, as a translator, you're like, oh man, I'm having difficulty like making that decision? Couldn't you like commit to one? Be like, okay, we're only speaking this version of Spanish, no other version.
Well, that's the thing is like sometimes like certain like dialects get lost in translation.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like it's not even just like the way we pronounce things; we just have different dialects. Like like if Moon were in this call, like we've started speaking Spanish, he probably wouldn't understand like some of the stuff I say.
Yeah, but that's any language, right? Like not to the extent that Spanish has it, of course. But like, I'm just wondering, could you not commit to? Surely people are translating stuff to Spanish. How do normal people get translated to Spanish if they have this, dialect issue? Surely they commit to a dialect, and if you don't understand it, you don't understand it, right?
I don't know. I feel like I want to be fair.
You would produce like 7 different versions of this Nico Dojin, this hypothetical
fuck
Nico
no.
Dojin.
No.
If you live in Brazil, this is your copy. If you live in El Salvador, this is your
Brazilians
copy.
don't even speak Spanish. The fuck? They just
Rob
speak
learned Portuguese
Brazil.
just for them, just to not leave them
No.
out.
Fuck no. I would not learn Portuguese like Brazil.
No, my bad. I don't know what all the Latin American countries speak.
I mean, it's usually just Spanish, or if not Portuguese.
But so like you wouldn't want to do like you wouldn't want to translate because you feel like you would do a bad job of it, or you might do something unfair that would suck.
Yeah.
But wouldn't
I guess
it
that's also
be
just
cool?
like for as much as like I know Spanish, I'm not that confident in my like Spanish.
But wouldn't it be cool to like, if there's this work that you think is really, really good, to like spread that to like a wider audience?
I don't know. Like if we're talking Love Live, I don't think that would really go well in like say Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like other things, maybe like if there's like some like really obscure like Dragon Ball stuff, that would probably fly well.
I mean, like, I don't know if it has to be, like, if it has to go well with all of Mexico, right? It just has to go well with, like, the audience that would like it, right?
Yeah, but like, why put the effort in if it's not gonna get that much attention?
I don't know. Why do we write fan fiction?
That's different. We
Oh,
write for ourselves.
Damn.
But I feel
But
like,
at the same time, you don't know if it's gonna do well or not unless you do it.
That's true.
I
That's
feel
actually
like
true.
if I were to do translating, which I can't because I don't speak none of the language I speak at like a good proficiency, right? It's like I have like listening level Urdu. I have listening level like Japanese, right? Not even listening level Japanese. My Japanese sucks, right? But if I could translate like stories to Japanese, I'd be like, bro, that's sick, right? Because you're taking something that you already like and you're just for fun like sharing it with people on the internet, and I think that's cool as hell. And it would also be just like a good chance to practice my like second language, second third language.
So like what, like bridging the gap? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I think it would be like I was kind of shocked that like everyone here was like, nah, fuck that, because I was like, man, that sounds like it'd be kind of fun to just like take a story and translate it. I'm sure it'd be like hard, like it's not an easy thing, but it'd be like kind of interesting, and especially if it's like a story that I really like, right?
But like the thing is also if you're doing like your own work, it's basically doing like double the work. And we're like, I guess some of us
I mean,
are already struggling
I'll
doing
be
like
straight
just
with
our
you. I
own
wouldn't
work.
translate my works. My works are not that good. But there's some fan fictions out there, man. Like, the first fanfic I ever read was called, or that I got really into, was called Rotten Luck. It was a Pokemon fanfic of a guy getting hit by a bus or something and getting turned into a Ralts. And it was
What kind of
so
fucking
funny.
fanfic is that?
That is a terrible fate, honestly.
And I loved that story. I would absolutely, like, if I knew Japanese or even Urdu, I don't know who over in Pakistan would read it, but I would absolutely like love to translate that story with like if I could get permission from the author and like share it on like Dynasty Scans or something and be like, "Yo, people of Pakistan, check this out."
I think they have like bigger issues to deal with in Pakistan.
Well, for sure, right? But you gotta take a break sometime, and hey, why not take a break reading some Worlds fanfic? That sounds much.
It's a
much more
very
definitive.
very specific like scenario.
This like Pokemon like transformation like fanfic. This was like a whole genre back on fanfiction.net.
Isn't that just the whole point of Pokemon Rangers? Not Pokemon Rangers, Pokemon
Mystery
Mystery
Dungeon?
Dungeon.
Yeah, 100%. But okay, I guess I'm just like in the minority here. Like all three of you are like, nah, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems so.
All right, I'll live with it.
I don't
Okay,
see
how
that.
about we start the next topic, eh?
Well, so that's what I
We-
was thinking. Like, do we want to go on another topic? Fallen, what's on your mind lately? Let's pick that brain of yours. What you got in there?
No, cause okay, so basically there was this topic that was in the topic channel, but let's just get it out and done with. What would you like to see from writing platforms?
Okay, so the reason I was hesitating was I was like, I feel like this could be a full podcast.
Oh,
You don't think
could.
so?
nah.
You got like
actually
a
don't think
Cliff
so, 'cause-
Notes version in your head?
Yeah, I don't think writing platform. No, not really. I think I've seen enough. It's probably just like, I guess more works, more fanfics. I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you
I don't know,
You
man.
read
Because
a lot of fanfics, don't you?
I don't read that much. I read like some, like I read like a certain amount, not
Okay,
like a
so
lot.
for
not-
me on AO3, there's a lot of like things with like filtering that I wish you could do. And even on like fanfiction.net, I really like that AO3 has like the exclude feature. Like you can take a word and you can exclude it. What I would love, and this would be my like number one thing, if I could meet with like the CEO of fanfiction and be like, Mr. Fanfiction, here's an
The
idea.
CEO of fanfiction.
Mr. CEO of fanfiction. I would love if you can just set on your account a word and then that word never show up, right? Or like a tag, right?
Okay, yeah, that would be really good.
So like I never want to read anything about lolicons, right? Or like lolly, right? There's zero situations where I'm like, oh yeah, I want to read like a lolly fic, right? So let's just get like a blacklist. Like if I'm logged in on my account, just don't show this word like this fic, any stories with this word ever, right?
Yeah.
That would be like my first
but
thing. I got like more.
I don't know who would like use fanfiction.net up to this day. Like I actually don't know. Is there still people using fanfiction.net? Really?
People
I mean, I use it
definitely
every once in a
yeah.
while.
Byron was talking
man.
about how he gets a lot of like hits and followers on fanfiction.net.
No, it's still pretty active.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. I have like absolutely no idea on that.
But I do like fanfiction.net how they like organize it. I feel like with AO3 sometimes it's kind of hard to find the series that I'm like looking for. Fanfiction.net, it's all like you click on anime, manga, you click on books. And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's the one thing I like about it. Also, like their crossover section, it's a separate
Yeah.
thing.
I love crossover stuff.
On AO3, like it's mixed in with the other tags, and it's really annoying to actually find one.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about lit?
What
Hmm.
about lid?
Uh,
Do you read a lot of like fanfiction, lid?
no, not really. I used to, but I guess like I've already like run dry of Eureka, so I kind of don't really read anything else unless I'm really compelled to, you know?
Is there any feature that you remember that you were like, oh, this is annoying? Like, oh, I wish there was like a better way to do this thing.
I feel like just like searching for fanfiction in general, I feel like no website had mastered that. Like, it's just every time I want to search like Eureka on something, it's like you have to jump through 30 different loops, click a bunch of tags, and then you'll finally find the tag and then you can like see it. But like if you just want to search a tag itself, I feel like it's just really hard. So just like a better search system.
Do you want it to like not sort by like the most recently uploaded? Do you want to get like a sort of, you know how Reddit has that like hot section where it's like things that are recently popular or like trending on Twitter?
You know, that would be good as well. Like just
Oh, I just thought of
Uh,
something as well. Sorry, continue. I'll say mine after.
but yeah, just like for me personally, I just want better search. I like the filtering thing. I feel like AO3 does it okay. Like I can live with that, but it's just search. Search is just bad across the net. So if they can make that better, that's all I would want. Go up.
I was gonna say just a way to sort or like filter out anthologies,
Oh yeah, that too. Oh, I hate that so bad.
or like I don't know if is this a thing? Or, like,
Pathology? What?
No, hold on. You know how like you'll find like you'll like search for like a specific tag, right? Let's say you're looking for Eureka.
Drabbles, like the big collections with like 50
Yeah.
tags.
Yeah, I wish there was a way to sort those out, but
See, I feel like that's part of why I want a blacklist to be like, hey, you know, Drabbles.
yeah, but the problem is that they're not like marked as them, and
That's
that
true.
kind of this is what I was kind of going into as well. Is like I don't know if this is a thing on AO3, but like a way for readers to suggest tags for like
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. That'd be so nice. Yeah, it's like, hey, this is really missing. Like, you know, sometimes people don't put the archive warnings correctly, right? They put like no archive warnings, and it really needs one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I can do, and that might like really consolidate a lot of tags, because sometimes you get 2 or 3 tags that are kind of doing the same thing. And if people could like suggest, right, then within the community you can go around and be like, all right, let's get our shit together. Everyone should be under this sort of flag, right?
We should also have a report feature so that we can vote off the worst pick.
Oh my god, that's so wow.
Yeah, it should have like
You're already
the
getting gone.
I
should
don't like
have,
that. They're gonna take me out.
kind of like that like Reddit downvote system.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be great. We should
Actually,
be
I
able to
wouldn't
downvote.
mind a downvote button. That could be
Like-
very useful.
It would essentially like hurt a lot of like writers' like feelings, but at the same time, it's like
As a
It's-
reader, it's really useful.
yeah, like honestly,
Oh
I know
man,
it's like, really
but then
bad, but
but then you would get canceled on Twitter for sure, and people would be like, "Hey, this motherfucker wrote male female on Love Live. Get him out of here."
Don't remind me
You're
of
the
that
bottom of the
shit,
barrel.
boy. Dias, I hate you. You remember me for the shit.
I'm just
reception I
saying it
got.
would happen. Like
That's
for sure,
crazy.
someone on Twitter would be like, "Hey, get him out. You're not allowed."
oh, you know what? It would be cool if like when with your downvote, you have to give a reason why you downvoted it or why you upvoted it.
I mean, you can give like a shit. Well, is someone on AO3 gonna have to like check
Yeah,
every
but,
like,
downvote?
It could
a-
like you
You
can
rate
read
it
it.
like a restaurant.
I was thinking like you can read it, the downvote, and if it's like not a valid reason, you can like report it back. Like, hey, they're just like shitting on me, you know?
Couldn't
Okay,
you
yeah,
just
that makes
downvote and then
sense.
leave a comment.
I mean, you could, but it's like I feel like giving a reason just a little better. Because if not, people are just gonna like mass downvote something if you're not a liked writer, you know?
Would you have to give a reason before you're allowed to downvote?
I feel like it would just like help in general. Because like you gotta remember, writers are doing this for fun, so it's
Yeah.
like it would essentially hurt their ego if like you downvoted it. But if you gave a reason, then it's like you can learn.
If there's anything that mixes well is fanfic writers and egos.
Yeah.
I feel like
Like-
a lot of people would just downvote and like not leave a comment, right? I mean, that's effectively
Well, that's then that could be like if you don't give a reason, it's not counted.
what. Oh yeah. So you have to give a reason for it to count.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
and like I feel like it would be
'Cause, like,
really
imagine,
hard.
like on a YouTube video, right? It's like if someone's getting canceled, right? It's like a lot of people will. I mean, we were talking about this with the SS Sniper Wolf thing, Rob. But like, oh man, the
what?
Twitter community post feature is so good because people can like add context to something, right?
Oh yeah, that's a great feature.
I feel like it might end up being something like that, where it's like you downvote so that you can like give context to something.
Yeah, that would be great too. Just like a reason why it's bad.
Mm.
Yeah, constructive criticism.
Yeah, like it's not. There's no reason to be afraid of criticism. Like you're gonna face it one day in your life.
What if you're writing for fun and you don't care about being good?
Well, that's too bad. Go on another website.
Oh,
I
what
feel like,
Damn.
like if we're talking about a specific website, like one of these, and it's like it would be okay if you don't want to get judged. Go to like Wattpad.
Yeah, I mean, you're never gonna escape judgment, right? Like that's just the reality of putting stuff out there, for sure.
Yeah, and like I said, we're building this perfect website. It would just be for this website.
Yeah, I guess I'm just imagining like how that system would play out on like other platforms like Twitch or YouTube. You can't dislike something on Twitch, but on YouTube you can dislike. And I just imagine like, oh, you have to explain yourself or type something before you're allowed to give a dislike. I feel like that would be really like people would hate YouTube for that, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's
It would have to
it's
be for a
cumbersome.
smaller kind of community. Because essentially having to go through like so many comments, it would be time consuming.
Oh yeah, for sure. You couldn't manually sort through that. You would need some sort of automation.
Yeah.
And then maybe
Yeah,
like if sorry.
No, you can go first. I will say after you.
I'm just thinking like if you were to make an automation, like you would need to be like the automation would mostly be to prevent like spam, sort of, right? To be like,
Yeah.
hey, like there's some sort of bot attack or something going on.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like you want to harass someone, like here's the tools, baby, go for it.
What the hell?
But that's always
Yes.
been how the internet operates.
Yeah. So I just thought of this just now. Like I want the one feature I would want is muting writers.
Oh, what?
Muting. Like I don't want to see
Oh,
their
like
their
an- like
accounts, because like
blacklisting and all
sometimes like yeah, because like when I'm searching for shit, sometimes I'll see like Espano
You
fix or
can-
something. No
you
no
can
no
block
offense
an
to them, but
author,
I can't
can't
read.
you?
Yeah, I thought you could block it.
You could block. I don't know. Like I mean, I know it can block, but it's like I don't know like whether they. I don't really want to like block someone without like any good reason to block. Muting sounds like a better time. Like I don't have any hate towards the writer. Just I don't want to see these things like up because like I'm not gonna read them anyway. I don't know what they mean in Espanol, so I can't read it. And then there's like some like there's like some people who like write like questionable fics that I do not want to see either.
Okay,
So, yeah.
so I'm looking at the unblock feature on AO3. Blocking will prevent them from commenting or leaving kudos or replying to your comments, but blocking users does not hide their works. So you would still
That sucks.
see their works.
Yeah, that sucks, right? That actually just sucks.
That feels like that's a mistake. It feels like it should like blocking someone should like remove their fix from your feed, because that's why it's not a social thing. You're not blocking them for social reasons. Maybe you are. I guess maybe it can be both.
No, I just feel like when I block people, I block them for like because I just don't want to see their face.
Yeah, if
But
someone's like
it's not- it's
commenting
like-
some annoying shit, like I would block them.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I don't want like I'm not
it should
against
do both.
anyone.
It
It's
should do
not
both
hate.
things
Yeah.
for sure. I didn't realize. That's so weird. Why doesn't it hide fix? Doesn't make any sense.
In our perfect
Yeah, who knows?
website, we would perfect that.
True.
Exactly. We should be in charge.
Yeah, let's start blocking people.
I feel like all the features we've added, it's the dislike button, and it's blocking people.
Like sometimes you just gotta do it, okay?
You gotta get toxic in here. You want to be part of the
Yeah.
community? You gotta get toxic.
Honestly,
Game builds character.
True,
exactly.
true. That's like a legit thing as well. Like if you have like a problem with someone, this is a thing in sports psychology. People reporting problems to a coach instead of reporting the problem to the player themselves causes like tension within the team, and it makes it like the best teams will be the ones that where the players just talk shit to each other. Because you release that, like, you get your shit out there and you get your point out there, and there's no like confusion, right?
Yeah, let's just all talk shit to the other Love Live writers.
Wow.
So basically, if you want to have you have a team, you want them to do well together, tell them to talk shit to each other.
Hell yeah. Motivation.
Oh yeah. And all right, I think that's should we wrap it up there? Is there any like last thoughts you guys want to get in?
Nope. I don't
No,
think there
that's it.
is.
Well, that's pretty good.
That's all wrapped up. Put a bow on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ready to close it
Good.
out.
Yeah, just say thank you and goodbye.
Bye.